What's good with your fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, man. Give me a second, man. Let me make sure everything is running smoothly. Make sure all my make sure I got sound and shit like that. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we are good. All right, we ready to rock, man. What's good with your fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. Hey, listen, man. First off, let me thank you all for tuning in to the channel. If you're new here, I want you to be here, so I want you to think about subscribing as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. Listen, man, we got a lot to talk about today, man. We got a whole lot to talk about, man. This weekend, we had a couple fights go down, man. We had some Clabo. What's going on with your fam? He says I'm tuned in, working at the same time. Registration for Little Duke Boy is heating up, bro. Things in the works. Can't wait to sit down with you. G5 fight in August. Yeah, I heard about that. Man. You know we gonna be in the house. Yeah, we got to get together, man. Sometime this week, hopefully. I forgot yesterday was Father's Day before I scheduled that. But yeah, we definitely got to get together, man. I appreciate you tuning in, man. We had a lot of go down this weekend, man. We had a fight over there in the UK in Leeds. We had Josh Warrington defending his featherweight IBF title against Kid Galahad. Now, this fight to me was a little sloppy to me. You know what I mean? These dudes, they were all over each other, man. There was a lot of holding, a lot of grappling. You know what I mean? There wasn't much skill shown in this fight, man. You know what I mean? Cause of all the holding. There was so much holding in the fight, man. The referee allowed this holding to go on through the whole fight. But it was a decent scrap, man. You could tell both guys were in shape. They were expending a lot of energy in the fight, man. They were, you know, going all out, man. They was trying to go all out anyway, man. I just think it was an ugly fight, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Both dudes were, just holding too goddamn much for my liking, man. I really didn't care for the fight, but I watched it. You know what I'm saying? I watched it. I thought it was a real close fight. I thought it could have went either way. You know what I mean? Neither guy really separated himself from the other guy. You know, it was just back and forth, tick for tack. A blow here, a blow there. You know what I mean? Then the clinch. You know what I mean? Blow here, blow there, then another clinch. You know what I'm saying? But Josh Warrington walks away with the win, man. You know what I mean? Walks away with the win. Walks away with his IBF strap. He stated that after the fight that he's ready to make his U.S. debut. He's ready to go abroad. He said that he's done all he can do in the UK. He fought everybody over there. You know what I mean? Did the damn thing. And now he wants Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? Leo Santa Cruz, I believe, holds the WBC title at featherweight. And he wants to come over to the United States and make a splash, man. So, we'll probably see that fight, sometime at the end of this year. I know the young rising star Shakur Stevenson, he's been calling He's been saying Josh Warrington's name. You know what I mean? Is Stevenson ready for Josh Warrington? You know, is he ready for that challenge? You know, even though Josh Warrington, he only got 6 knockouts out of 29 fights. Uh, he's a workhorse. You know what I mean? He gonna work in that ring. He's gonna do what he got to do to win that fight. You know what I mean? He gonna put that pressure on you, and he gonna throw a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if Shakur Stevenson is ready for that. You know what I mean? He's ready for that action. I mean, he's shown in each fight that he's been in that he's definitely improving. You know what I mean? He's definitely getting his man strength, as they like to call it, man. You know, so we'll see, man. I got my man CMD Boxing Reports in the house. What's up with your fam? He says it'll be a shame if he gets Leo Santa Cruz before Gary Russell. Yeah, I know, man. I really want to see Gary Russell and Santa Cruz. And Santa Cruz is acting like he wants that fight. You know what I mean? He's been calling Gary Russell's name. You know, we know Gary Russell's been chasing him down for the last couple years and been very public about it. You know what I mean? He ain't biting his tongue. He wants to fight. You know, but you know it's almost like Gary Russell said. He's like Al Heyman and them guys don't want to feed Leo Santa Cruz to Gary Russell. You know what I mean? But you know, I think it was Santa Cruz who didn't want to fight him. You know what I mean? They cannot force Leo Santa Cruz to fight Gary Russell Jr. if he don't want to fight him. You understand what I'm saying? I believe they fought in the amateurs, and Gary Russell came out on top, man. You know, Gary Russell, he don't fight enough. He fight once a year. You know what I'm saying? If that, like I said, you know, since 2015, I think he fought about four maybe 5 times, man. And a guy like Leo Santa Cruz, who's very popular over there on the West Coast, who puts the asses in the seats, man. You know, he want to fight somebody that's gonna bring something to the table, man. And the only thing that Gary Russell was bringing to the table is that strap. You know what I'm saying? He's not a popular guy. A lot of people don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Dead Gang Boxing. What's up with your fam? You know, so Gary Russell, you know what I mean? He talks all this talk, man, but he got to make himself more appealing to the public, to the casual fan, to make people want to see him. Like, yeah, us, the diehard boxing fans, yeah, we know about him. We want to see him in these good fights. But you know, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And that's how PBC and Leo Santa Cruz is looking at it. As far as I'm concerned, they're looking at the dollar amount, man. And you know, Gary Russell just don't bring. He just doesn't have that appeal, man, because he's not fighting enough. Enough people don't know him. You know what I'm saying? He got skills. He got hella skills to pay the bills. That's for sure. But you know, he got to get his profile up, in my opinion. You know, he's been hollering a lot of guys' names, man. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about moving up. You know what I'm saying? I think he's too small to move up. You know what I mean? He was having problems with JoJo Diaz at 126. JoJo Diaz would hit little Gary Russell and his whole body would move when he would hit him. It looked like his feet was coming up off the mat when JoJo Diaz was hit him. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Gary Russell can move up in weight. I think he might, you know, 126 might be the highest weight he can go. I know he got skills, and sometimes your skills might carry you over. You know what I mean? Might be enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see, man. But yeah, Josh Warrington, you know, he may get that Santa Cruz fight before Gary Russell, because he got something to bring to the table. He got a whole UK fan base that'll come over here and watch him fight. One thing about the UK, as we've seen time and time again, they travel with their fighters. You know what I mean? They travel with them. If they love them, they're going to ride with them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come over here. They're going to sing Sweet Caroline and all that shit there, man. And they're going to get the crowd cracking. You know what I mean? And I think that'll be a big fight out there somewhere in Vegas or somewhere in the West Coast. You know what I mean? I think that'll be way bigger fight than the Gary Russell fight. And, when it comes down to it, this game is about dollars and cents, man. And Josh Warrington brings a lot more dollars and cents than little Gary Russell, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with that, man. I do want to see Gary Russell, fight another an elite fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's time. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely time. Um, but I think he just needs to fight more often. It's one time a year. You come out picking your fights thinking your skills is just so good that you can fight one time a year and fight this mediocre competition, man. Sometimes that ain't going to get it, fam. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to step it up and fight a couple times a year and get some sensational knockouts. I mean, he looked good against Kiko Martinez. He was able to stop him. He was able to bust him up. You know what I mean? That's a start. But then, he's not able to ride that wave or that momentum because we won't see him again until next year sometime. So by then, we'll all be forgot about the whooping he put on Kiko Martinez. You know what I mean? So Gary Russell got to get it together, fam. He got to get it together, man. But, the World Boxer Super Series, man. Andrew Tabiti from the Mayweather Gym, TMT, man. He went over there against Yilnel Dorticus. And that was a good fight, man. I was definitely dialed into this fight. My antennas was up. I was glued to the tube, man. Tabiti, I thought he was real fast. He came out looking real good. He was doing a lot of holding. He even had a point deducted for holding. You know what I'm saying? He had a point deducted from holding. But I thought he was using the ring well. He was using his lateral movement. He was fighting off the back foot. And he was catching Dorticus a lot. You know what I mean? But Dorticus is just a bruiser, man. I mean, I was really impressed with his brute strength and his determination, his ability to cut the ring off and jump on Tabiti's ass. You know what I mean? Dorticus was on Tabiti's ass really violently, man. That boy is violent, man. Those shots that he was trying to hit Tabiti with, man, could have knocked a horse out. You know what I mean? My man CMD Boxing Report says, hit the like button, folks. Your phones won't explode if you hit the like button. So stop being scared and hit the like button, man. Yeah, hit that like button for me, fam. I really appreciate it, man. I was really, really impressed with Dorticus, man. He's just strong, man. He's strong. I think he may be able to even go up to heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He may even be able to go up to heavyweight. He only got one loss, man. He improves to 24-1. That one loss came last year in the World Boxer Super Series against Gassiev. You know what I mean, Murat Gassiev, in a very close, competitive fight, I would say. But I like Dorticus, man. I think Dorticus, he did what he had to do. It was just a matter of time. Tabiti was, he was using the ring. He was expending so much energy, man. You know what I mean? The energy that he was expending in that fight, you knew that it was going to catch up to him in the later rounds. You know what I mean? Mr. King Palmer, what's up with your fam? Appreciate you in the house, man. But, Tabiti was moving around a whole lot. I mean, he was on his bicycle from the opening round. There was some times when I was impressed with Tabiti where, he stood in the pocket and he let his hands go. He was able to catch Dorticus with some eye-catching shots. But it was very obvious that Dorticus, his punches were more effective, more meaningful, and did more damage. You know what I'm saying? Tabiti's young. You know what I'm saying? I think that he can bounce back from this loss. You know what I mean? I don't think this loss is a career definer. You know what I mean? Mr. King Palmer in the super chat, man. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate that super chat. Thanks, fam. Thanks you a lot, man. Dorticus, man. With the violent way that he throws them shots, man. I mean, he's real violent with it, man. He throws it with bad intentions. And some of those shots that, he was throwing at Tabiti, had he hit him with them, man, he would have been knocked out sooner. You know what I mean? But I think, by round 10, you know, Tabiti was just, he was a little bit gassed, and you know what I mean, and he got a little bit too comfortable in the pocket, and he got caught right on the button, man, and got knocked clean the fuck out. I mean, that was one of the best knockouts of the year. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about that Devin Haney shot over, what was dude's name, Moran, the other couple weeks ago, man. But this shot here with Tabiti, man, left Tabiti flat on his back, man. I think that's definitely in the runnings for knockout of the year, man. You know what I mean? That was a good fight, man. That was a good fight, man. I think the ref was way too much involved, though. You know what I'm saying? He was way too much involved in that fight, man. Makadu Talaga, I apologize if I messed your name up, fam. He says Pac-Man versus Canelo, that would be the dream match. Man, Canelo is way too big for Pac-Man, fam. If anything, Pac-Man should have got that fight, 6 years ago. He's way too big for him now, man. He will kill Pac-Man, man. Canelo would kill Pac-Man, but I appreciate your optimism, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate that, man. But, the World Boxing Super Series, I wasn't too big on the cruiserweight, the cruiserweight part of it, but this fight right here, that's the fight I wanted to see, was Tabiti versus Dorticus, man, and it ain't let me down, man. These dudes was in there banging. They was rumbling, man. You know what I'm saying? They was getting busy. Tabiti showed, he showed a lot, man. He showed that he definitely has skills. You know what I mean? He looked like a classic fighter from the Floyd Mayweather gym who uses the ring. You know what I mean? Try to pop shots you, comes in with shots and moves away and grabs and hold, and you know what I mean. But that referee wasn't having that holding, man. That referee was on everything. I think he was a little bit too much involved for my liking. You know what I'm saying? He was just a little bit too much involved. But that was a real good fight. Now Dorticus moves on to fight Bradis. You know what I mean? That fight was crazy. Robert Byrd, man, I don't know what's up with the Birds. Robert Byrd and Adelaide Byrd, I mean, they just can't get right. You know what I mean? They just can't get right. As a couple, I don't know if something they drinking in their household, the water in their house is fucked up, you know what I'm saying, or what? You know what I mean? Raw Del Rio, what's good with your fam? Talaga says, nope, if there's a catch weight 150 pounds, Pac-Man will destroy Canelo. Okay, fam, I hear you. But yeah, man, Robert Byrd, man, I mean, the bell rung. You know what I'm saying? The bell rung he gave the guy 20 seconds to do some damage on him, man, and it was just 20 seconds too late. And then after he elbowed him in the jaw, you know what I'm saying? He telling him to get up. I mean, you watch this guy elbow him in the jaw, and you telling them to get up. Didn't give him no time. Didn't warn Bradis. Didn't do anything. You know, I think that was the worst Robert Byrd I've ever seen, man. You know what I mean? And that fight right there, man, I think they need to, protest that fight. They need to file some type of it was all messed up, man. It was all messed up, man. So we're gonna see Bradis and Dorticus in the finals. I think that's going to be a good fight. I think that's going to be a real good fight. We seen Bradis got all type of styles, man. We seen him be aggressive. We see him be tentative. We see him fight off the back foot. I seen so many styles from Bradis, man. I think him and Dorticus is going to be a really, really good fight, man. But I'm going to go with Dorticus in that fight. Dorticus really impressed me, man, with his aggression, man, with his mental focus. He was laser focused, man. He wanted to beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? He wanted his ass, and he was on him, man. He was on him the whole night. You know what I mean? It just like he knew it was just a matter of time before he got his man. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of time before he got his man. And 10th round, it was lights out. They had a good picture from the top of the ring with him just laid out, man. You know what I'm saying? He was just laid out. That was a real good fight, man. You know, really, really good fight, man. And then we went to the ESPN, man. ESPN Plus, they had the card on there, man. And Jesse Hart made his light heavyweight debut against Sullivan Barrera. And it was a really good fight also. You know, I had the pleasure of interviewing Jesse Hart a couple months back, and he talked about his move to 175, man. He said that he wanted a big name. He didn't want to come in and get no tune-ups. He wanted to come in and he wanted a name. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it would be Barrera. I forget the name he was going after, man. But it ended up being Sullivan Barrera, man. You know, Sullivan Barrera is battle-tested. He's proven, you know. Sullivan Barrera only lost to Andre Ward and Demetria Bivol. You know what I mean? Two of the cream of the crop at 175. You know, we seen Barrera down on the canvas before, but he always got back up. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes he got back up to win the fight. You know, Jesse Hart, he looked good. He looked explosive. You know what I mean? At 175. You know, but there's times where Jesse Hart becomes very lackadaisy as the fight goes on. Sometimes it's like he loses focus sometimes, and that's why you always see him. There's not a fight that Jesse Hart's in where you don't see him hurt. You always see Jesse Hart hurt at least one or two times in a fight. And that's because his defense, man. You know, during the fight, sometimes he get, you know, it's like he just falls asleep in there defensively, man, and he loses focus, man, and get caught with something, man. But you know, he hurt Barrera several times. I mean, several times he got Barrera hurt in there, and I was surprised at that. I knew he can punch, man, but he hurt Barrera several times. I believe there was at least one of those knockdowns that the referee didn't call. You know, I believe it should have been called. You know what I'm saying? It definitely should have been called. But, you know, Jesse Hart did the damn thing, man. He did the damn thing. You know, he I think he like 6'3". He looked way taller than Sullivan Barrera. But you can see Barrera's body was, you know, much thicker, you know what I'm saying? My man Raw Del Rio says, drinking and smoking that OG Kush. Okay, fam, I see you. I see you, man. Yes, sir. But now what's next for Jesse Hart? You think Jesse Hart can he be a force at light heavyweight? You know what I'm saying? Can he compete with the Demetria Bivols, the Sergey Kovalevs, the the voice sticks? You know what I'm saying? Can he compete with those guys who can punch? You know, Sullivan Barrera can punch too. You know what I mean? But he's a little older. Sullivan Barrera is 37 years old. So he's definitely slowed down a little bit. He's definitely on the other side of his career. You know what I'm saying? But I was impressed with Hollywood Hart, man. He did what he's supposed to do, got in there and got the victory, man. And he looked like he gassed out a little bit towards the end. You know what I mean? I was a little worried, you know what I mean? That 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round, I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? He was holding a little bit. He was huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? He was barely getting out the rounds, man. But he was able to squeeze it out, man. He looked good. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. He said that he wanted to do it. If you want to go back into my old videos, man, I got a video with Jesse Hart maybe about a month or two ago. I believe it was back in March. Back in March, I got a video with Jesse Hart where he was telling me about his plans to move to 175, man, and everything he said came to fruition, man. He said what he wanted to do. He said he wanted one of the top guys, you know what I mean? And Sullivan Barrera is a name at 175. He is a name. Now he got a third L on his resume, but he's still a name. Sullivan Barrera is going to turn into a gatekeeper now. You know, he's going to turn into a gatekeeper for these young guys, man. But he still can fight. He's still hungry. You know, he just went up against a young guy, a young, hungry Hollywood Jesse Hart, man, who got the job done. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Jesse Hart on getting that victory, making his light heavyweight debut, man. Now we gonna talk about the man of the hour, man, who got the whole YouTube buzzing, got the whole Twitter buzzing, got the whole social media buzzing, and that is the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, man, he went up against Tom Schwartz. You know what I'm saying? He went up against Schwartz, man, and he did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? He came out to the Apollo Creed, living in America, had the suit on and the whole show. You know what I mean? And I hear a lot of guys getting on ESPN for bigging up Tyson Fury. But if you think about it, that's ESPN's job. ESPN's job is to big up their fighter. You know what I'm saying? Is to make their fighter more favorable to the crowd. And that's what they did. And they do a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? My man Raw Del Rio says, you are a cool guy, fam, and always tell the truth 100%. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate it, fam. I try to call it right down the middle, man. Call it like I see it, GMB, grown man business over here, man. But yeah, man, Tyson Fury did what he had to do to Tom Schwartz, man. I was impressed that he was able to get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you even look at the two tune-ups when Tyson Fury came back, he wasn't able to get those little dudes out of here, man. Pianetta and the other guy he fought, man. But it seemed like he had a little bit. His focus was to get Tom Schwartz out of there, man. He busted his nose up, man. His nose was leaking. I believe his nose was broken. No matter what you may say about Tyson Fury could fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he went in there and got Schwartz out of there. The same thing like Deontay Wilder went in there and got Dominic Breazeale out of there. Same type of fighter, same type of result. And, you got a lot of people criticizing Tyson Fury for fighting Tom Schwartz. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted the Deontay Wilder rematch right away, which I was one of those people. I wanted the rematch right away. But as I sit back and I peep the whole scheme of things, peep what Top Rank's doing, and what they're doing, man, is exactly what they said they're going to do. They are building this fight, man. You know what I mean? If you notice, all the highlights had Deontay Wilder and knocking out Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury getting up. So while they are promoting Tyson Fury for getting up, they are also promoting Deontay Wilder for knocking him down. You know what I mean? This whole clip that they just kept showing, Wilder knocking Fury down, Wilder knocking Fury down. You know what I'm saying? It's promotion for Deontay Wilder. It's promotion for Tyson Fury. And, it's gonna do its job. It's going to make the fight bigger. You know what I mean? Top Rank, they've been in business for a long time, fam, and they know what they're doing, and they're gonna make the fight bigger. And I believe by the time Wilder and Fury fight, I believe it's going to be significant more pay-per-view buys than it would have been had they would have ran it right back. You know what I mean? At first, I didn't agree with, Fury going over to with ESPN. But now, I can see what they're doing. And they are building Fury up over here in the States, man. If you think about the fight the other night, when Fury was singing and doing this thing, he had the whole crowd. The whole crowd was into it. You know what I mean? The whole crowd was falling for his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They was into it. Hector Martin, what's up with your fam? Appreciate you stopping through, man. The whole crowd was into it, man. So Tyson Fury definitely captivated. I believe they said there was 9,000 in attendance. He was able to captivate him with the Apollo Creed coming out, living in America with the suit on. Then afterwards, he was singing to his wife or whatever. You have people in the crowd singing along with him, man. This is the type of stuff that a lot of Americans want to see. They want to see a show a lot of times. You know what I mean? A lot of times people who spend their money in fights, they're not necessarily die-hard fight fans. Some of them just want to come out and have a good evening. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, those are the ones that spend their money, man. And they come out there and they sing and they look at Tyson Fury's show and they get excited, man, and they're cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And they're they're making a big deal about this lineal championship. This is something that I want to speak on, man, and this may offend a lot of people what I'm going to say, man, but I got to keep it 100. Got to call it how I see it. I'm going to talk about this lineal championship, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, a lot of channels that I frequent, a lot of channels that I rock with, a lot of channels that I respect. You know what I'm saying? They are now denouncing Tyson Fury's lineal championship, you know. But the only problem with that is that a year ago, when Deontay Wilder was about to fight Tyson Fury, you know, these same guys were bigging up Tyson Fury as the lineal champion. You know what I mean? They made it a point to let everybody know that Tyson Fury was the lineal champion. You understand what I'm saying? They made it a point to let everybody know this when he was ready to fight Deontay Wilder. Everybody made it a point to let everybody know that Tyson Fury was the lineal champion. But now, since Tyson Fury did not take the immediate rematch, since Tyson Fury went over to ESPN, now all of a sudden, these same guys who made it a point to let everybody know that Tyson Fury was the lineal champion, now these same guys are saying that Tyson Fury is not the lineal champion. You know, it's just a real big contradiction, man. Just a real big contradiction. Is he a lineal champion when it's convenient for you and your interests? You know what I'm saying? Those diehard. I'm a Wilder fan, man. I'm a Wilder fan, but I'm a boxing fan first. You dig what I'm saying? And you know, I don't care who get mad. I don't care who get mad at what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm saying is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When Tyson Fury was ready to fight Deontay Wilder, these guys were making it a point to be known that Tyson Fury was the lineal champion of the world. Now, since Tyson Fury did not fight Deontay Wilder right away, since he went over to ESPN, now all of a sudden Tyson Fury is not the lineal championship. They go back into history, they go back and they explain why he's not the lineal champion. Well, where was all this same energy when Tyson Fury was going up against Deontay Wilder? You know, where was all this same enthusiasm for this lineal championship when he was fighting Deontay Wilder? No, because you wanted to big your fighter up, man. You know what I mean? So now you got a dislike for Tyson Fury. Now you want to defame his name. Now he's not the lineal champion because you don't like him no more. You know what I mean? Which one is it, fam? You can't have it both ways. Last year he was the lineal champion. This year he's not the lineal champion. It ain't even been a full year yet. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Hector Martin says Fury is okay. I was surprised Wilder couldn't take him out. Andy beat his ass. Marshmallow power. No doubt, man. CMD Boxing Reports. I see you, fam. Hey, listen, man, don't forget to hit the like button, man. I appreciate you. My man D. Jefferson done slid up in here, man. What's going on with your fam? He says they hating on my guy because AJ got exposed and embarrassed. Now they got to drag Tyson because AJ down. You know it, bro. You know it. Yeah, man. They got to do it, man. But there's a lot of people who's going to jump on the Tyson Fury train now. You know what I mean? A lot of guys from the UK, you know. But in my opinion, man, I think that AJ is just young-minded, man, and just mentally weak right now. For some reason, man. All that pressure that Eddie Hearn and them guys put on him, you know what I'm saying? He was just mentally weak. But in the rematch, show the rematch happen, man. I'll be able to watch AJ, You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to watch him and watch his attitude and look into his eyes and see if he's really ready for this rematch, man. Because in my opinion, this is my opinion, man, is they're like assholes. We all got them. We all got them, right? If Anthony Joshua is 100% focused and Anthony Joshua is, 100% ready, I believe Anthony Joshua will destroy Andy Ruiz, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think Anthony Joshua just had a mental breakdown, man. He had some type of mental lapse, man. And taking nothing away from Andy Ruiz, man. Andy Ruiz is a hell of a fighter. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do, man. He definitely beat Joshua's ass, man. You know what I'm saying? He definitely beat Joshua's ass, but I think a lot of that had to do with, at least part of that, had to do with Anthony Joshua not being mentally prepared, not having his mind in the fight. You know what I'm saying? It looked like Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? It looked like he did not even want to be there, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just calling it like I see it. It just looked like he didn't want to be there, man. So I'm going to be able to tell on this rematch, man. I'm going to be able to keep my Johnny one eye open, man, on this rematch and see if AJ is really ready for this rematch, or is Andy Ruiz just going to kill him, just going to murder him. You know what I mean? I'll be able to tell, man. And Eddie Hearn is saying that the fight may be back in Madison Square Garden because Anthony Joshua says he wants to make it right where it went wrong at. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying, man. I think everything just happened too soon. He didn't even have a week's time before he sat down and just think about what went wrong. You know what I mean? How did I lose this fight? You know what I'm saying? He don't even know how he lost yet, and he's already agreed to the rematch. He's already talking about he wants it right where he lost it at. First of all, you got to find out where you went wrong at. You know what I mean? That's where you got to go. You got to find out what happened to you. Like Lennox Lewis says with his loss against Hasim Rahman. You know what I'm saying? He said that he knew what happened and he knew his mistake before he stepped out of the ring. He corrected it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Anthony Joshua really has an answer to what was his problem that night. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of rumors that he had a concussion, that he had a panic attack, whatever the case may be. Anthony Joshua was not mentally prepared to go in there and defend his titles that night. And he got his ass whooped from pillar to post. Andy Ruiz punished him. You know what I mean? He dropped them bees on him, man. You know what I'm saying? He dropped them things on him, man. D. Jefferson says, I don't trust Hearn. A lot of people don't trust Hearn, man. But Hearn is a guy, man. If you look at it, man, Hearn is a guy who he got to do what's in his fighter's best interest, man. And whether that's a lie, you know what I mean, a scheme, or whatever he got to do, he's going to try to make his fighter look good. You know what I mean? And that's what you would do if you had a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And you would do everything in your power to protect your fighter. You know what I'm saying? And none of these promoters can be trusted, D. You know what I mean? All of them are the same, man. They all do the same shit, man. You know what I mean? They may do it different ways. They may lie about different things, but they all have their self-interest. You know what I mean? They all are about their own company, their own platform, and they would do anything in their power to make their fighters, make their platform look superior, man. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie Hearn is not, you know what I mean? He's not exempt from that. He's not exempt from that. But another thing I seen the other night, man, was Gerald Big Baby Miller. He was with Big Shot Bob Arum, man. He said he had a meeting with him or something. They talked to him. They even took a picture. You can see it at the bottom of the screen where they shaking hands, man. You know, Big Bob Arum, man, he don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? None of that steroids and all that, man. He don't care nothing about that, man. Bob Arum cares about making the biggest fights. And from what I'm hearing, Big Baby Miller and Kubrat Pulev are the front runners for being Tyson Fury's next opponent, man. And I think Big Baby Miller has a little bit more. He's a little bit, ahead of Pulev in that race because he's American, man. And Bob Arum's 100% goal was to make Tyson Fury a star over here in the States. My man Lewis Coleman slid in here, man. What's up with your fam? I think we may see Big Baby Miller over there at ESPN because Eddie Hearn was heated with him. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn was heated with him. I think Eddie Hearn said he didn't want to do business with him no more. You know what I'm saying? I think that Big Baby had like one more fight on his contract with Matchroom. So I don't know. Bob Arum may buy that thing up, man. Talaga says, who do we trust, Hearn, De La Hoya, or Arum? They all the same, fam. They all in the same category, man. They all going to do whatever they got to do to make sure that their fighter, their platform look good. You know what I'm saying? D. Jefferson says Fury will beat Miller and Pulev. I think he has a tougher time with Miller, though. No doubt. No doubt. I agree with you. I agree, man. I think he outboxes Miller. You know what I mean? I think he outboxes Miller all night long, man. Miller never really, in my opinion, never really deserved to get that shot against AJ. He hadn't beat anybody. He had not fought any elite heavyweights up until that point. I don't know how he got that shot because of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He got that shot because Eddie Hearn, he was looking for an American fighter who can bring some ruckus, who can bring a lot of attention to the fight. And Big Baby Miller just happened to be in the right place at the right time, you know what I'm saying? And he was able to get that fight. But he went in and, fucked it off, man. He went and messed it off, man, and had not one, not two, but 3 different anabolic steroids in him, man, which he says were not. He says they was for his hurt elbow or his hurt arm or something. I don't know, man. I don't know how he, first he says he messed up and he took the blame for it, but then he come back and says, it's not what it seems. It was for his arm. He wasn't taking it to get an advantage. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, man, he needed every advantage that he could get to fight AJ. You know what I'm saying? He wanted every advantage that he could to go up against AJ, man. But I think we got the better fight, man, with Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? Big Baby says Ruiz took him out in 7. He says he would have took him out in 4. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. But the way Anthony Joshua's mind state was, he may be right. He may have just been able to get him out of there, man, because Anthony Joshua was not mentally right. You know what I mean? Talaga says when Andy Ruiz was on Top Rank, he got robbed. It was a close fight with Parker, but Ruiz dominated that fight. No doubt. No doubt he got robbed, man. He was over there in a foreign country on foreign soil, and he got the B-side treatment. Lewis Coleman says it's going to be Fury, the American Dream, against the steroid cheating black brother. Big Baby will be the bad guy. Fury will be the good guy. I agree with you, man. I agree with you, and that's why Bob Arum, Bob Arum, he'll take him. He'll take him. He'll probably buy out his contract. Whatever Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn probably be happy to give him up. He was hot at him. He said, he didn't want to work with him no more, and so I don't think Eddie Hearn gonna have no problem with him, man. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if Bob Arum snatch up Big Baby Miller. You know what I'm saying? I would not be surprised if he did. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. You know what I'm saying? We will definitely see. But we're going to get it cracking, man. We're going to get it cracking, man. Donald Cook in a super chat. He says, salute, bro. Hey, listen, Donald Cook, man, I appreciate that super chat, man. Thank you, fam. CMD says, without those steroids, Fury will have an easy time with Big Baby Huey. I agree. Take him to school, man. Take him to school. Lewis Coleman says that's how they going to promote it. Make Fury the next White Hope. Watch how it plays out. I agree. I agree with you, fam. I definitely agree. And that's what they're that's what they're building them up to. You know what I mean? They're trying to make the whole American public love Fury. He come out singing and dancing and acting a fool, man. You know what I mean? And, Americans love a bright, shiny new object, man. And, from the UK, 6ix9ine, and they keep talking about, comparing them to Ali. He's like Ali or Foreman. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to get too much into that, man. You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of things that Ali did outside of the ring that made Ali who he was, man. And Tyson Fury, he's nowhere near. He's nowhere near Ali, man. And for them guys to keep bringing up Ali's name, man, I think is a slap in the face to Ali's legacy. Even you got guys like Teofimo Lopez, you know what I mean, talking about Ali. Teofimo wasn't even born when Ali was fighting. His dad probably didn't get a chance to see Ali fight, man. You know what I mean? So Teofimo, from to say that, he need to shut his mouth up, man. I cannot wait until, he steps up in competition, man, because I think he's skilled. He got a lot of skills, man. I think he's real promising, man. But he got this arrogance and this cockiness about him, man, that, I want to see for myself if he's the real deal. You know what I mean? If he's real. You know what I'm saying? So put him in there with something. He say he wanted, put him in there for something. Comey, I think, would be a beautiful test for him. If he's able to beat Richard Comey, then I believe him. I believe him because Comey can fight. Comey ain't no joke. If Teofimo Lopez is able to go in there and sleep Richard Comey, then, I believe him. I believe him. But until he fights somebody elite, you know what I'm saying, I think he's just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? He's a little too cocky for my liking, I mean, I know you got to be brash. You got to, you got to be them guys who stir up shit and cause controversy. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But in my opinion, he hasn't done nothing to warrant a fight with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He keeps screaming out Loma's name. What have you done to even speak this guy's name? 2-time gold medalist, multi-weight division champion. What have you done to even speak his name, man? It's crazy to me, man. Crazy to me. D. Jefferson says, ESPN wants Fury to be a huge star, and they bringing up Ali for publicity and promotions. Leave Teofimo alone, Big Will. That's my guy, and he is the truth. I believe Teofimo dumps Comey. CMD says Virgil Ortiz versus Teofimo is what should happen. Now that would be a real good fight, man. Nah, I ain't saying he can't fight. You know what I mean? Teofimo's he can rumble. He can rumble. But what I'm saying, he has not been proven. He has not proven himself, man. You know what I mean? He passed the eyeball test with flying colors. Yeah, man. He looked like he got it. Looked like he's the goods. But until he faces that competition where I can look at him and say, okay, he did it. He did it. I gotta question it. I gotta question it, man. But Virgil Ortiz, man, he's another one. He's another young up-and-comer dude who got the skills to pay the bills and ready to fight. You know, he's calling out my man Mighty Mo Hooker. Mighty Mo Hooker said, man, he's a pup. He said, man, I'll put him over my knee and whoop his little ass. That's what my man Mighty Mo said. Mighty Mo said he from Dallas. He supposed to be supporting me, but he calling me out. He said he still got a long way to go. He said I'll put him over my knee and whoop his little ass. Those are his exact words, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are his exact words, man. Mighty Mo talking that shit. He's prepared for this Jose Ramirez fight, man. I'm thinking about going down there. I think they added Tevin Farmer to the card. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to try to build that card up as much as possible. That should be a good one. You know what I mean? That's going to be a really, really good fight. Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez, man, for the, unified title at 140, man. And then you got the World Boxing Super Series happening. Josh Taylor against Rougarou. You know what I mean? When all the smoke clears, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be the final two left? You know, who's gonna be the final two left? I think it got a good chance of being Rougarou and Mighty Mo, in my opinion. There's some things that I seen in Josh Taylor in that fight with Ivan Baranchyk that I necessarily didn't like, man. You know what I mean? Some of his body language in those later rounds, man, I ain't like it. You know what I mean? It just seemed like he didn't want to be there no more. Seemed like he was just going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Ivan Baranchyk was still stepping on that gas, was still on his ass, you know, and he ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think Rougarou gonna stop him. I think he gonna stop him, man. You know what I mean? I think he gonna stop him. And Mighty Mo and Jose Ramirez, that's a 50-50 fight to me. But I dislike Mighty Mo, so I'm going with him. You know, in a 50-50 fight, I gotta go with who I like. I like Mighty Mo. I think he's a good dude, man. I had a chance to meet him. I interviewed him, and he seemed like a real good guy, man. And I'm going for Mighty Mo. You know what I mean? He got a long jab. He got the reach advantage over Jose Ramirez, and you know I think he gonna pop that jab out, stick that jab in his face all night long, and gonna make it a long, hard night for Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. We will see. You know, what's else going on in the world of boxing, man? Uh, D Jefferson says, "Man, I only missed 2 fights this weekend. Um, Galahad and Barrera. The rest I called right on." Lewis Coleman says, "What do you think about Earl not signing a contract for the Porter fight?" Yeah, man, that's like a big mystery right now, man. That's like a big mystery, and there's a lot of speculation going on right now. Now, the main thing that I'm hoping for, you know, and it seems to be on a lot of people's mind, is that he is secretly they're negotiating to make the Terrence Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that they're saying. He's trying to make that fight with Terrence Crawford, man. And Bob Arum, he came out. I did a video about it. He came out and said that, you know, a fight with Sean Porter is not able to give Earl Spence the type of money that he wants. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna try to make that the fight with Bud Crawford, man. My man D Jefferson said cycling off them PEDs. He did a video on that, and that's another thing people are saying. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that, you know, he ain't signed that contract because Sean Porter's with the WBC, and the WBC, they don't play no games about that VADA testing. So people like my man D Jefferson and a lot of other people saying Earl Spence may be cycling off them pads. You know what I'm saying? He ain't ready to just take that test yet. You know, and the third thing that could possibly happen, but I think is the most far-fetched, is that, you know, he's negotiating for Canelo Alvarez fight. In my opinion, I don't think Earl Spence is I don't care how much money they give him, man. I don't think that jumping up 2 weight divisions to fight a guy like Canelo is worth it at this point in your career, man, where there's so much money to be made at welterweight. There's so much that could be done for your legacy at welterweight. I don't think that, you know, making that jump to fight Canelo Alvarez is worth it. My man Lewis Coleman says, "I heard people say that Earl wants more money so he fighting Crawford for the bag and pay-per-view back end." And yeah, and that's probably the case. That's definitely probably the case. I could see that happening, man. Earl's at a point where, you know, he was able, him and Mikey, you know, with the help of Mikey, he was able to sell out that, you know, bring 47,000 people to that Cowboy Stadium. He was able to do them solid numbers on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? And Earl Spence is mine, man. Earl Spence, he made it. You know what I mean? And he don't want to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? He don't think fighting for 4 or 5 million, you know, is sufficient for him right now. You know what I mean? He think that, you know, he made it, man, and he want what he want. Okay, this thing is jumping. People got something to say. D. Jefferson says nope, and he needs 2 fights, or it's just like Mikey fought him. Yeah, he needs. Yeah, he gonna need to get his feet wet, man. He also says Spence won't beat Canelo. Yeah, I can't see him beating him right now. Absolutely not, man. Um, Talaga. Man, I keep messing up my man's name, man. I apologize, man. But he says, who do you think the best boxer on Lomo's weight that can match him? I think he ain't in Loma's weight class, but I think Tank is the toughest competition in around his weight class, man. I think Tank would be the toughest competition for him. Alvarez is a true cherry picker. Instead of calling out Spence, he needs to call out Andrade. I agree. I agree with you, man. He needs to, I agree with you, man. No doubt about it. If he wants to be undisputed, you're one belt away from being undisputed champion. Why not call out Demetrius Andrade? But to be honest with you, CMD, I think that's exactly who he's gonna fight in September. I think that's gonna be announced, man. I really do. Should Andrade be successful against Selecki? I think that's who he's gonna fight, man. Lewis Coleman says Canelo's will smoke Earl like nothing. Another Triple G Kell Brook. I agree. Earl Spence is just not big enough, man. He's just not big enough to be in the ring with a guy like Canelo Alvarez, man. And we have seen the dog in Canelo. Canelo's an animal. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He proved that to me in that second Triple G fight. I didn't know he had it in him like that, man. But the way he went at him, man, I commend him for it, man. He's an animal. He's definitely an animal. Facts. But that's Oscar pushing for Spence. Canelo said he wasn't really interested. Yeah, man, that's Oscar looking at them dollars and cents. It all goes back to dollars and cents, man. Lewis Coleman says Tank an Instagram punk. Why he hate Wilder so much? Yeah, I ain't like that, man. You know what I mean? It seems like every chance he get, you know what I mean, he's taking a shot at Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't know if he be drunk or high or what. You know what I'm saying? But there was a thing on Netflix. I don't know if y'all was able to catch it, man. It was called The Black Godfather, man. It was about a dude named Clarence Avant, man, out there on the West Coast, man, who was behind the scenes, man, doing this thing. And, he was a mentor to Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? He was a mentor to Al Heyman, the way he moved, not being seen. You know what I mean? Just trying to help people to get what they supposed to get. It's like Al Heyman came on the scene in boxing, man. He wanted to make sure these boxers get what they were supposed to get. And then a lot of these promoters got mad because they said that he was overpaying them. You know what I mean? But he just wanted them to get what they were supposed to get. A lot like this guy, Clarence Avant, in The Black Godfather, man. So on Netflix, if y'all ain't get a chance to check it out, man, it's really good. It's really good, man. It's really good. D. Jefferson said Tank need to get in the ring and fight and shut the F up. My man. Lewis Coleman says, I'm about to go to Netflix and see. Yeah, it's good as hell, Lewis Coleman. This guy, man, he helped a lot of people, man. And, I mean, he got a lot of the big heavyweights. I mean, heavyweights in the industry saying the same thing about him, man. When everybody say, all the big dogs say that you're a good guy, that you help people, that you make things happen, when everybody's saying the same thing about you, man, you know it's true. I mean, he helped a lot of people, man, do a lot of great things, man. And I was just amazed, you know what I'm saying? I was just amazed. And Al Heyman was one of the guys who he helped, you know what I'm saying? He helped Al Heyman with the Michael Jackson tour, that Pepsi tour, you know what I'm saying? They wanted Clarence Avant to do the tour. He didn't want to do the tour, but he knew that Al Heyman was capable of pulling it off, so he pulled him in there, and they was able to get it done. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, I'm about to wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in for the final round. I appreciate the super chats, man. My man King Palmer came through. My man Donald Cook came through. I definitely appreciate it, man. Everybody that came through, I appreciate that, man. If you in here and you ain't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. But in the meantime and in between time, I want y'all to stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll holla back.